Okay, the message has been put, Harshali, for the class.
Yes, Prabhuji.
See, the registration is on, so you can just check if there are still more people. You can put a link there. Okay. Okay. Understand Bhagavad Gita in 18 days. That's our objective. And let us try to achieve this objective. This is our Shri Radha Govinda temple. And let us seek their blessings, our prayers, and that all of us make attempt to understand Bhagavad Gita and we complete this course. So without the blessings of Krishna, nothing will happen. There's a very beautiful deities. Welcome you to come to Mangalore sometime. Take their darshan. This is our Acharya, His Divine A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada. We seek his blessings. We are studying the Bhagavad Gita given by him in this course called Bhagavad Gita as it is. Arjuna Vishada Yogas, Arjuna's yoga of lamentation. So this chapter has 5 parts. One part is the first shloka, which is Dhritarashtra's inquiry. And then the second part is Duryodhana's fear. And then is the blowing of conches. Arjuna's observation and Arjuna's reasons not to fight. So Dhritarashtra of this Bhagavad Gita begins with one shloka. Oh, just wait a minute. Hare Krishna. Now my audio is... Hare Krishna, how is the audio now? Better?
It's perfect, Prabhuji. Clear.
Yeah, now it is better, I think. Okay, thank you. Let me just explain the previous. So that's what Bhagavad Gita begins with this. Bhagavad Gita begins with Dhritarashtra's inquiry. What's happening? Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samveda yoyo savaha mamaka pandavas kim akurvata sanjaya. Bhagavad Gita begins with that. And as that gets over, then the scene changes. There is a talk about Duryodhana. So we will study the personality of Dhritarashtra today, and then we'll see personality of Duryodhana. Actually, if you say, I want the first chapter in one line, it is 3 people observing the battlefield in different ways. That's all this chapter is. So Dhritarashtra looks, Sanjay narrating, and he has an inquiry, what's happening there. Then Duryodhana looks at the battlefield, and he's full of fear and anxiety. He runs to his guru, and then we see 7 behavior of diplomacy by Duryodhana in his few shlokas. Diplomacy means you say something, just trying to manipulate people. And then both the side, the conches are blown, and there is effect is studied. Then Arjuna, after that, comes to the hero of Bhagavad Gita as Arjuna. Arjunji Aate, he comes to the scene now, and he observes the same battlefield, which Duryodhana has observed, Dhritarashtra has observed. Anxiety Dhritarashtra, fear is Duryodhana, and he observes with compassion. Why this war is needed? He's thinking 10 times, can this war be avoided? So that is Arjuna's analysis of the battlefield. And he decides after analysis, I'm not going to fight this war, and give Krishna's 5 reasons he is not going to fight. 4 reasons will come in this chapter, 5th reason in the beginning of 2nd chapter. Okay, so this is the whole chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So different reactions you can see to the same battlefield. Dhritarashtra has one kind of reaction, Arjuna has another, Duryodhana has another. That's all the first chapter is. So you say one line, you tell me, that's all this chapter is. This is the famous shloka. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyusavaha mamaka pandavas cheva kim akuruvata sanjaya. So Dhritarashtra uvacha, he said, what did he say? Dharmakshetre, in the place of dharma, which becomes kind of an adjective to Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra is still today a place. Samaveta yuyusavaha, they have gathered for what? Samaveta yuyusava, to fight. They have gathered to fight. Who? Mamaka Pandavas Cheva, my children and sons of Pandu have gathered together. Kim akurvat, what did they do? Sanjay, oh Sanjay, because Dhritarashtra cannot see, but Sanjay had a divya drishti by the blessing of Veda Vyasa, Vyasa Prasadat. So he could see and he is narrating. I always have a very unique way of explaining the first shloka: milk, curd, and rasgulla. What is the milk, curd, and rasgulla? This shloka is that only. Dharma kshetre means something auspicious. You know, when we do housewarming, not only you bring cow inside the house, you also boil the milk in the kitchen, considered auspicious. So dharma kshetra is compared to milk boiling. Mamaka Pandava, this kind of words, my sons and sons of Pandu, is not proper words because they are his own children. Their father is dead. Even today, if somebody brother is dead, he takes care of his brother's children, his own children. So to feel so much division in it, Mamaka Pandavas Cheva, doesn't look to be a good analysis. Kim Akurvata Sanjaya? Krishna is asking, Dhritarashtra is asking, what did they do? So what did they do with Rasgulla? So suppose I give to any one of you Rasgulla and I ask, what did he do? What does it mean? What does it mean? It means that I may not eat the Rasgulla. Just like India, China war when all day today take Russia and Ukraine. Every day, if we get time, we type Ukraine. And net, what happened yesterday? Why? We don't know. Maybe they made peace, they settled out, maybe they fought. We don't know every day. We are inquiring. So similarly, Dhritarashtra, he's not sure what's going to happen. What happened? No, why you are asking? That means there is a doubt. So if I give Rasgulla to somebody, and if he's going to eat, there is no need to ask that question. But if he may not eat, then the question comes. What did he do? What did they do? Just like even India, China, they had come on the border. Every day you're reading what happened. Did they withdraw? Did they fight? Okay, so that is as per the shloka. Now let us analyze the character of Duryodhana. Everybody be ready. You can raise your hand. That is one way you can do. Another thing you can do is you can reply on the chat. Okay, so both the ways I look into it quickly. Okay. So my question is, Dhritarashtra, how is he looking at the battlefield? You know, what do you generally feel? He is happy, he is distressed, he is in anxiety. With fear and anxiety, stress. Okay. Okay, thank you. Everybody is correct. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Now my next question is more difficult. So these are the, we have seen the from your analysis. He is doubtful. Why is he doubtful? Because Kurukshetra is the place of pilgrimage. So how will the army win? He knows Pandavas are very virtuous. So he's fearful. Too much attachment. He's partial. His mentality is very partial. Of me and mine, my sons, and he's in total material consciousness. Now, very, very interesting thing is that Dhritarashtra had attachment to Duryodhana. Actually, in life, I'm just analyzing Dhritarashtra now. We should not have attachment, we should have affection. Attachment and affection are two different things. Just like Vidura had affection for Dhritarashtra. Every day he came, my dear brother, you should take care of your son. He's spoiled. With great care and love, he used to tell him. And Dhritarashtra actually used to listen him always. He knew that's called Vidura's advice is called Vaidurika. It's called very wonderful advice. Like Chanakya Niti, it's called Vidura Niti. He used to advise him, my dear brother, take care. This son is going to spoil everything. And he used to listen. That is affection. And then when Duryodhana heard that this he is always advising against me, so he insulted him in the public, in the assembly hall, and Vidura just walked away and went for pilgrimage. He was not part of the war. But after the war was over, everybody was dead. Again, Vidura came back and again was counseling Dhritarashtra. And magically at this time, Dhritarashtra becomes serious about spiritual life. So his affection is something which is permanent. Affection is something which is for a well-wish. Attachment is a sign of weakness. And Dhritarashtra had attachment to Duryodhana. And because of that, Duryodhana could get away with anything. He gave poison to Bhima. He did so many things and just got away with everything. Even they burned their house in which they were staying. Just got away with everything he wanted because attachment is a sign of weakness. We should have affection, not attachment. Okay? Can anybody think about this? Can anybody narrate now? Isn't our mind like Duryodhana and we are like Dhritarashtra? Don't you feel so? Our mind is like Duryodhana. Whatever it says, we never scold it. So if somebody comes to counsel you, you should take care, you're becoming crazy. Huh? He told me I'm crazy. Just few days ago, I met somebody and I said, this is the behavior of a thief. What you are doing? This is a chore. And the person was very upset. Prabhuji is telling him, your work is like that. You should not do that. So people cannot take even an advice, just like how many people would have counseled Dhritarashtra that please take care of your son Duryodhana. Everybody counseled. But he never listened. He was too... So our mind has become like actually Duryodhana. And we never scold our mind. We never tell him, you cannot do this. There's enough of this. So, and our mind is harassing us. So it's very nice analysis. Okay. Something even more interesting. Dissatisfaction and anadharma. This, I will take the analysis of Dhritarashtra. Very interesting, actually. Dhritarashtra, God gave him everything. If you look at his life, Dhritarashtra had everything. He had a very beautiful wife and very chaste wife. To get a wife like Gandhari today is impossible. So chaste and so much that I have to follow my husband. She even voluntarily closed her eyes to feel the difficulties husband is feeling and to serve him even in that. And then he had a very loving father, Vedavyasa. He had a council of Vidura, another great personality. And he had very great personality, Bhishma, in the palace. And he was living in the palace, not on the road. But he had one problem. He was blind. And there is a famous saying in English, count your blessings. We should always, in any situation, thank the Lord. And today, we are just coming, I met somebody who got a stroke. And he was in great emotional difficulty to suddenly take a reality that half side of the body has stopped working. It may recover, but he was in a shock to accept that reality. But if you look at a negative way, you can look also in a positive way always. So in the situation for Dhritarashtra, he could always see, I don't deserve all this, Gandhari was a very beautiful, such chaste wife. God, thank you so much. God, thank you so much. I'm living in a palace with all the comforts. And, I have such a nice, great father, Vedavyasa, incarnation of God. And I have Bhishma, another exalted personality. And what a loving mother, Vidura. Every day with lovingly comes with beautiful advice he gives. With all that, he could be happy actually. But he was always dissatisfied because one thing, I don't know why. And this dissatisfaction of Dhritarashtra actually one of the principal cause for destruction of his own family. Because once you have dissatisfaction, you even commit suicide. You go crazy. And it was because of his dissatisfaction. He was thinking, if okay, I could not be the king, let my son be the king. But he never thought, look at the face of the son. Yes, yeah, dissatisfaction may lead to yes. Because see, if there is, we will, because we cannot live without dissatisfaction. We'll do anything. And if somebody is always peaceful and satisfied, he will be ready to not to compromise on principles. But dissatisfaction will lead to adharma. And that is the analysis of Dhritarashtra. And we should always be therefore happy and satisfied to progress in our spiritual life. Count your blessings. Okay. And very interesting thing, had Dhritarashtra handed over the throne to Yudhishthira right in the beginning, who deserved the throne, and the legality of that time, he was the king. Now, his throne went to Pandu, then it goes to Pandu's son Yudhishthira. But he stole that inheritance because of his dissatisfaction. But had he given to Yudhishthira, what would have happened? Bhagavatam narrates that after the Mahabharata war was over, Yudhishthira took blessings of Lord Krishna, of Vedavyasa. Then on the order of Bhishma agreed to rule. And even before took the throne, went to Dhritarashtra and gave him respect like his own father. And Dhritarashtra blessed him, you rule. Every day he used to come to Dhritarashtra that I am such a bad person. You gave me shelter, but I killed your children. Please forgive me. And ask his health. How's your health today? Ask Gandhari's health. Duryodhana would have never given him this kind of love and affection. And all the decisions he used to discuss with him, that you ruled for a long time. Give me an advice. Today, this decision has to be made. What would you like to say? And he used to feel so happy. In fact, Vidura had to pull him out of the situation because again, he was living like a king only. He said, now enough. Now you practice spiritual life. But the point is that life sometimes brings you to the difficult situation. And many times because of that, if we are not strong enough, we become corrupt. And we try to short circuit. But the end result is a disaster. Just like Dhritarashtra was dissatisfied. So he said, okay, let me use adharma to get what I'm not getting right way. Let me get, end justifies the means. So somehow let me get it. But what is the result? All the sons died. Total catastrophe. Millions of people died. Everybody, including his dear Bhishma, everybody died. He has to see the death of so many people. And for what purpose? So had he made throne to Yudhishthira, everything would have been wonderful. So in life, let us avoid short circuits. Always be satisfied what God gives. And honestly, let us work, endeavor, and whatever comes, be happy. But not that just because I'm not getting something, I'll do some dishonesty and make a mess of my life. Okay, so this is very interesting analysis of this. Now let us go to his wonderful son. Pashyetam Panduputranam Acharya Mahiti Chamu Vyudham Drupad Putrena Tavashishyena Dhimata. Duryodhana is telling to Dronacharya. The second shloka says that Duryodhana now went to meet Dronacharya. The third shloka is Duryodhana speaking. Now I'll be analyzing the 7 duplicitous behavior within few verses spoken by. See this, he's using the word Drupada Putrena. What is the need to do that? Politics. Because Dronacharya had a weakness. He was too attached to his son and had a weakness, hatred for somebody. Actually, a Brahmana, this is disqualification. A Brahmana means a sage. A sage cannot have in his heart envy, jealousy for somebody. He knew he has a weakness. And he's using that weakness to incite him. Drupada Putrena. Why don't you say Drishtadumna? No, let me use that word. So he will be totally incited with anger. See this army arranged by your intelligent disciple. Tavashishyena, your disciple. In Dhimata, who has so much intelligence, and you are such a fool, you taught to him. Drishtadumna was actually known, was born with a yagna with only one oath that he will kill Dronacharya. And Drupad got that done. And Dronacharya knew that this boy is just to kill me. And he came to Dronacharya itself. Can you teach me how to fight? And at this moment, Dronacharya was quite liberal. He said, anyway, I'm going to die one day. Let me do my duty. I taught him. He's saying, you're such a fool. You do all this kind of thing, and look what a mess we are in. You just think of it. Insulting a guru, taking advantage of the weakness of a guru, it is not what you should do before the war. Rather, take his blessings, as Arjuna took. Arjuna threw an arrow near the feet of Dronacharya, seeking his blessing. And Dronacharya threw an arrow, touching his head. My dear disciple, you're blessed. This is a way, but not this way, to play politics with a respectable personality. And here it is, your Duryodhana. Okay, I'll show you. I collected 7 things from his behavior. There are few shlokas Duryodhana speaks. So can anybody add before I show you the 7 behaviors? This Samji, it is already live on YouTube. Anybody can now raise hand to let us take some inputs. Political behavior of Duryodhana. Before I show you 7 ways each has a political behavior, if you know by your knowledge of Mahabharata. On the battlefield, his words show 7 political statements. Political means duplicitous. A gentleman is simple and straightforward. Arjuna makes straightforward statements to Krishna. But here is Duryodhana making duplicitous statements. Okay. Rishuraji, chalo, have a go.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Rishuraji.
Yes, Prabhuji, what I'm guessing is should be persuasion.
Huh?
Persuasion, to persuade.
Persuade, yes. That's okay. Persuasion is nice. But I'm just saying duplicitous behavior. Can you see some political behavior in this? It would have been today, if Duryodhana was there, it would have been a prime minister. Perfect politician. But can you analyze the 7 political behaviors? Anybody else? Okay. I think it's a difficult question. Take it now. You will be interested to see 7 behaviors of politics. He called Drishtadumna Drupada. You just saw that. Okay? Trying to incite. He mentioned all the great heroes of Pandava side, so Dhritarashtra would take the war seriously. And he says all of them are equal to fighting to Bhima and Arjuna. So there are many, many big warriors. Dronacharya ji, please take it seriously. Don't be lenient like you were lenient to Drishtadumna and taught him and made a mess for me today. And then while mentioning later the list of the great warriors from his side, he first takes name of Dronacharya. He was in a big difficulty whose name to take first, because Bhishma is actually more powerful and also elder. But then Dronacharya is Brahmana. Perfect politics. He further mentioned the name of Kripacharya, Dronacharya's brother-in-law, and Ashwatthama as chief captors. Okay. He the name in the list of Maharathis says on his side, he takes the name of Vikarna along with his all big Bhishma, Drona, Karna. He takes the name of Vikarna, which was wrong because Vikarna was not Atirati or Maharathi. He was not so strong. But political statement because he wanted to encourage Vikarna, because Vikarna the one who objected during Draupadi's Vastraharan that, my dear brother, this is wrong. You should not be doing this. So he was quite conscious of that. To placate him, encourage him, he took his name among Maharathis. See, again, political statement. He said there are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down the lives of my sake, well equipped with the weapons and experience of military science. And this is G, the 7th one is very interesting. He says, our strength is immeasurable. He uses the word aparayaptam. Aparayaptam in Sanskrit has 2 meanings. It is immeasurable and also incomplete. Parayapt matlab complete. Aparayaptam becomes in that way incomplete. So Bhishma hears the word aparayaptam in the meaning immeasurable, and Dronacharya hears the word aparayaptam in the meaning we are incomplete just with Bhishma. So you also need to support. So I think the kind of intelligence he used for politics is to be appreciated. Okay. Let us go to the next. Okay. Duryodhana has been mentioned by Arjuna as Atatainaha in this. Atataina means an aggressor. And if 6 types of aggressors are called in the scripture, there are 6 kind of aggressors. And when they are killed, aggressor, it is not considered any sin. Suppose somebody comes to give you poison and to protect yourself, protect somebody whom he is giving poison. If you kill him, it's not a sin. And Duryodhana gave poison to Bhima. We know that. So actually, he deserves death penalty. Arsonist, he burned their house when they were sleeping. So this is also serious. So, anybody tries to burn your house, you're sleeping, he deserves death penalty. A thief, they stole their kingdom. Again, he deserves punishment. He stole their property. And he tried to kidnap their wife or insult the wife. So these are 6 reasons somebody can be aggressor. And we see Duryodhana has practically all of them. And therefore, he doesn't deserve any mercy. Okay. Now, this much is the first part. So what happened till now? We have seen the behavior of Dhritarashtra. We just try to understand Dhritarashtra's mentality. Then we had Duryodhana. We try to understand his mentality. Now we are still not come to our hero, but before that is the blowing of the conch shells in the chapter. So Ghoshudat Rasha Nam Hridayani Vradharayat Nabasya Prithivim Chayavatu Mulo Abhyayu Nadana. You are noticing I am not taking all the shlokas because it's not practical. In the brief study we are having now in 18 days, we have for you this course lined up in 5 levels. So please be happy with what we do now, because our objective now is to give you a brief trailer and some interest in the study of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita study cannot happen in 18 days. We'll have 18 weeks of study immediately after the course. All the courses we give you are free, so do not have to worry. The blowing of the different conch shell became uproarious. Okay? And something very interesting observation is there. What is the observation? Observation is this, that the Kauravas' hearts were shaking with fear when Pandavas blew the conch shell. First, the Bhishma blows the conch shell, and all the Kauravas blow the conch shells and drums. Pandavas are standing like this. And then the Pandavas blow the conch shell. The Kauravas' legs are shaking in fear. It is the telecast is quite exciting because he could read even their minds. And today we don't have cricket commentary. It is said that I can see the legs are shaking. They can't say that. But here we do say that. Now, anybody will tell me what? Why is it so? Why did this happen? Why was it that the legs were shaking of the Kauravas, not of the Pandavas? Reverse should have happened. The armies of Kauravas are bigger. And they had invincible warriors of Drodacharya and Bhishma. Pandava had no way to fight with them. But it was reverse was happening. It was Kauravas whose legs were shaking in fear. So anybody would like to give their answer, you can type in Zoom chat. Yes, they were on Dharma's side. Because they were on the wrong side. You can raise your hand. You can raise. Anybody likes to make an attempt? They knew they are adharma because Krishna was with them. Yeah, raise your hand. Maybe you can speak. Somebody likes to speak. They were not justice and righteousness, but Lord Krishna was with them. Okay, Joshi ji. Ha, boliye.
Yeah, because they knew they are adharma people. They are sure they don't have moral right or moral courage. And Krishna is other side. They are sure that they are not going to win.
Okay. So because of the chor hamesha dara rehta hai.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Joshi ji.
Thank you.
I hope we have your association for 18 days. Yes. Sonia Chaube ji. Why do you feel? Sonia ji, unmute kariye.
Unmute. Hello. I think this is because of the fear of insight, because they are facing Krishna in front of them. And this is the Krishna's grace that make them fearful.
Okay. And why the Pandavas are not fearful? They have to face such a big army.
Because they have the confidence the Krishna is with them.
Wonderful, wonderful. So all of us, you can conclude now. See, all of us, look at reality. All of us have fear and anxiety. Hai na? So when we develop as a great devotee, do you agree? We will become fearless. True?
Yes.
And all of us are full of anxiety. So many people look so many ways to come out of fearless. To be fearful is a disqualification of a gentleman. A gentleman should have faith. So, but if you develop in spiritual life, then you'll become totally fearless. Devotee has no fear in life. Avashya Rakshive Krishna. Certainly Krishna will protect me, and devotee is fearless. Thank you, Mataji, Sonia Mataji. Nice to have your company.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Okay, one more comment. Maheshwari, what do you feel? Why only Kauravas are getting scared, not the Pandavas?
I feel that on Pandava's side, everyone is master. If you take Arjuna, he's Dhanurdhari.
Okay.
And if you take Bhima, he's full of strength. Yudhishthir, he's very good at throwing the things.
Okay.
While on the Kaurava side, they don't have such sort of strength.
Okay. So you feel they are better trained, well trained. Anna?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. These are like Kauravas are like people who go to exam without preparation. Anna? Okay. Thank you, Maheshwari Mataji. Thank you. Okay. Chalo, let us thank you for your input. Maitreya Juhi, don't worry, we'll go to the next question. I have only questions for you. Okay. Now, there were 7 symptoms, no, 9. 9 ways, if you look at the battlefield, 9 ways you can conclude that actually Pandavas are going to win the war. What are the 9 things if you're watching as a cricket match, you say who's going to win? Anna? So in this battlefield, army is big on one side, but still if you just make an observation and you say who's going to win, you will conclude Pandavas are going to win. Why? So all of you be ready. What are the 9 ways you can think about? Chalo, be ready, raise your hand. And those who want can put on the chat also. Yes, Krishna was with them. Wonderful. Yes, Maitreya, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Why you think that Pandavas are going to win this war?
Pandavas were going to win because the truth was their side, and where is truth, Krishna will be that side only.
Okay,
and
wonderful, wonderful. Okay, great. Any other? 9 are there. Okay, any other thing?
And anyway, Bhishma Pitama, Guruji, and Guru Dronacharya, everybody, Kripacharya, everybody was telling Kauravas already that you can just satisfy this thing, and it can be the war can be dissolved. The war could not happen. You just settle it off with Yudhishthir. But Duryodhana's ego came in between, and everything was just dissatisfied.
Chalo. Indrajit Behra ji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
आपको क्यों ऐसा लगता है कि ये तो पांडव जीतेंगे?
क्योंकि फर्स्ट थिंग ये है कि ये धर्म क्षेत्र और जो डिवाइन चैरट, कपिध्वज और शंखनाद, अग्निदेव गए भीम, गांडीव धनु और चक्रजीविता और मोक्षदा एकादशी, भाग्यलक्ष्मी और कृष्णा में ऋषिकेश।
आप तो पूरा रेडी है। थैंक यू इंद्रजीत बेहरा जी। Then I'll continue now. So what are the reason? What are the signs of the Pandavas' victory? ठीक है। Brainstorming has happened by the class. Okay. Dhyanita, you want to add anything? Prabhu, he has given all 9 reasons perfectly.
No, Prabhuji, he has already told me all things.
Thank you, thank you. Chalo. Dharmakshetra, divine chariot. Dharmakshetra, a holy place. Now, holy place, yeah, Pandavas had the blessings. Gayatri ji says perfect. Dharma side, yes. Krishna is supporting. So, Dharmakshetra, holy place, will benefit holy people. So, Pandavas are going to be benefited. The divine chariot given by Agni, it's like a special tank. Now, anybody on that tank will win. Kapi Dhwaja, he's brought the blessings of Hanumanji, and he was praying to Hanumanji that you have to fight for Lord Rama and you're victorious. Bless me, please, so that I can also do seva for the same Lord Rama who is there in front of me as Lord Krishna. Shankanada, and Shankanada, we saw that जो डर गया वो मर गया. ये तो युद्ध के पहले ही डर गए, ये क्या युद्ध करेंगे. Gandiva, special missile launcher. Gandiva on the hand of Arjuna. Very difficult to fight with somebody with that. This was the upshakun which came from Duryodhana's mouth. Tak to jeevit hai. Ye sab log marne wale hain. Mokshada Ekadashi. Another auspicious day it was. So auspicious day affects auspicious people. Bhagya Lakshmi, where Krishna is there, Narayana is there, Lakshmi is there. So Lakshmi is there means victory, opulences with Pandavas. And finally, Lord Krishna personally. Now, if I have to fight a war and I see Krishna is the opposite side, better not fight. It's a waste. Nobody can win a war when God has taken side. And then it's all over. So Arjuna, when he sees this battlefield, now coming to the last portion of the chapter, we see in his body certain symptoms. First thing, his limbs start quivering, not out of fear, this out of stress, and the stress has come out of compassion because of his soft heart. He looking at a grandfather in front, he says to Krishna, Puja, my dear Krishna, I can worship him. If you say no, if I see my Dronacharya, I can worship him. But please don't ask me to throw weapons at them. I cannot do that. Very soft-hearted person. And seeing the huge war, millions of people will die because of this great nature, soft-heartedness and compassion, these symptoms have come. It did not come out of fear. He's not in fear. So limbs were quivering. His mouth started drying up. His whole body started trembling. His hair started standing on the end. His hand, Gandiva, started slipping. His skin was burning. He was unable to stand legs, and his mind was reeling. So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 symptoms in Arjuna after seeing the battlefield. Very soft-hearted person, and actually any gentleman will have such a situation that Arjuna had. And now Arjuna gives 5 reasons he is not going to fight. That ends today's chapter. And you see, the first thing Arjuna doesn't want to fight is out of compassion. Now I've given you the shloka numbers also for each one. You get the notes after the class. My request will be that please try to understand. It's a short course, 18 days. We are just giving you the brief, but some of you are very, very serious. I'll request you, have Bhagavad Gita with you. We have given you also already, if you want, set. This is the Bhagavad Gita. You can order a set of books where we'll give various things, including the Bhagavad Gita and 2 supportive books, and study it. There is one book called Science of Self-Realization, tries to make understandable Bhagavad Gita in a very scientific way. Perfect question, tries to answer various questions, and a Japmala to chant the names of the Lord. So first thing which happens in the great personality, Arjuna's behavior, is compassion. Compassion means feeling sad for suffering of others. It is not in everybody's heart. It's only in the heart of great people. We so much like to meet people who are compassionate because they are always well-wishers. Rare. This is a great quality. No enjoyment. Arjuna says to Krishna, Krishna, I do not find any enjoyment in fighting this war. Anything we do in life, we should enjoy. Here, after seeing my brothers are dead, I don't think I can even rule this kingdom. So he finds no enjoyment. He is very worried that am I doing pap? This is also a mark of a great man. Great people are very hesitant to do something which is sinful. And then, third over, let us go on. He's very worried at the millions of people if they are going to die on the battlefield. Then at their home, the children, wives will be left unprotected, and the children will not be properly trained. He's very worried about all the civilization in such a situation. Untrained children, unprotected wife, the disaster, so many families will be destroyed. And finally, there's so many streams of thoughts going this way, that way. Is in total indecision. Should I fight or not fight? So these 5 examples come. The last one we see that in the 6th shloka of the 2nd chapter. Other 4 I have seen in this shlokas. You can please make your own analysis. And I have given in the verses also. Arjuna uvacha dishresam sajanam Krishna yuyasam samupasitam sidati mama gatrani mukam sa parisushyati. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the lips of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. So Arjuna is in a great difficulty. Okay, I do not see. So first one is having the symptoms out of compassion. Okay, great. Even in the 2nd chapter, 1st shloka shows, and again, tam tata kripaya vishnam ashupunakshalekshana vishidantam idam vakyam uvacha madhusudana. Arjuna says, out of compassion. Tam tata kripa means compassion. So then second he says, I don't find any good thing in this. Nacha sheyo anupashyami hatva sajanamahave na kankshe vijayam Krishna nacha rajyam sukhani cha. I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsmen in the battle, nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. Papam evashed asman hatvaitan atatayinaha tasman nara vayam hantum tatarashtam sabandhavan sajanam hi katam hatva sukhina shama madhava. Sinulokamas if he slays such aggressor, therefore it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of goddess of fortune? And how we could be happy by killing our own kinsmen? So he's saying, what is the use of all this? Clear? Second one. Kulakshaye pranashanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam krishna adharmo abhibhavati uta. Third one is very about the culture and civilization. Yeah, the destruction of the dynasty, all culture values are destroyed, and rest of the family will become a modern religion. And the 5th one, na chayad vadmaha kataram nagariyo yadva jayema yadivanu jayeyu yan eva hatvana jiji vishamas te avasitan pramukhe dhatarashtam. Okay? Jayeyu na jayema. Should I fight or not fight? Krishna, I'm totally confused. So this is, you can connect, see the 5 feelings of Arjuna: compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family traditions, and indecision. So these 5 reasons Arjuna refuses to fight. We can see this reasons. Papam evashe, that's one pap. He's third of the, okay, done. So compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family traditions, and so whole Bhagavad Gita is actually answer of these 5 questions of Arjuna. That's all. Finished. So the beginning we had Dhritarashtra's inquiry. Dhritarashtra's inquiry. What happened? Then we saw Duryodhana's fear. After that, Duryodhana got panicked, ran to and played all diplomacy. The only thing he knew is diplomacy. And then the Bhishma blew the conch shell, both the sides blew conch shell, and we saw the legs were shaking in fear of the Kauravas. Then Arjuna observed the whole battlefield, and then he gave a decision. He does not want to fight. And Arjuna's observation, I told you the 8 symptoms of anxiety that is shown in his body. Then after that, Arjuna conclude he doesn't want to fight this war. Okay. So you can divide this chapter into 5 parts. Hare Krishna, we finished before time. So there is something about this course that I will request you that you will get a link for the class, for the quizzes. We have purchased a very big software for you called Learn Dash. It's free for you. You will be given the link. You go there and register yourself there. It's on our website only, and you can solve the quizzes. Quizzes are arranged in such a nice way that you have to get 80% to pass. But one thing is beautiful, it's objective. Okay. And if you make a wrong answer, please make a note, because if you make A, B, C, D, you put say C, answer is D. So what will happen? It will show you why answer was D, and nice write-up on that. So you can really study and make notes. Why I'm telling you, very interesting. After you do 10 quizzes, suppose you get 70%, 7 are correct. Now you cannot go to the next chapter. You are stuck there. You can do the quiz again, unlimited times. Do second time. You already made your notes, learned it. Now you will do correct and you'll pass and go to the next quiz. Okay. So we have a good arrangement for you in this way. Okay. Hare Krishna. Everybody, Harshali Gowda, my voice was not loud enough.
It was loud enough, Prabhuji. We were able to hear.
Everybody? Okay. Chalo. So then we can have now questions. Any questions? Anybody has any clarifications, the questions, you can raise your hand or you can put questions on the chat, or the admins will take responsibility. Who will read from the chat among you? Harshali, Jayanayar, Kusumalata, Pravina, Manoj, Sharanya. One person take from chat, remaining people can take from the hand raise. Okay, you raise your hand or chat. Class is finished now. You want to stay. We can have some discussion, question answer analysis. Sometimes question answer is more interesting than the class. Okay.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Yes, Sam, the class has gone on the YouTube. You subscribe to our channel. Okay. You will be able to see that. I can just show you also if you are worried. Just wait. Here it is. This is our channel. ISKCON Mangalore Radha Govinda Temple. Can you, I don't know who is having access to the WhatsApp. Can you share the link of the YouTube channel? Tell them to subscribe. Then it'll be easy for them. Okay, so you can see batch 20. Okay, there are so many. Where I am? ISKCON. Oh, so many classes are live now. Our class is also live. Okay. Okay, so the classes are live now. You can see that. It's all, it will go one of the places. It'll go. Okay. ISKCON Mangalore Radha Govinda Temple. You can locate. Okay, done. No questions. Everybody is very clear. You can raise your hand or you can type in the chat.
Hare Krishna, there is a question in the chat, Prabhuji. Shubham is asking if we can read Bhagavad Gita anytime or only on the day, in the daytime.
Anytime. Okay, anytime. Na niyame na kalaha. No rules and regulations. There is rules and regulations for what to say, deity worship. There are times, but chanting, hearing, remembering, no rules. Okay, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, does investing of money in cryptocurrency and stocks come under gambling? See, the principle is this: any quick money business is in that category. You leave it for some time, any business is an investment. But you put some share and whole day, your anxiety is going up, going down. You cannot eat your meal. So that's why we try to avoid quick money business. List of books that will come to you in the WhatsApp group. There is a set you can purchase. Okay. Okay, so can you unmute people? Some people also, admins, can you manage this?
Hare Krishna, Nidhi Mataji, you can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhuji, my question is a little not related to this. Actually, wanted to know what is the difference between spiritual energy of the Lord and the material energy, and also the Mahat Tattva. A little confusion about it.
Arey, to abhi to Gita shuru hui. If you see my table, that's called Mahat Tattva. Mahat Tattva means you generally any table, they will be like everything will be there. Right? So there is Pradhana, there is Mahat Tattva. The Pradhana is in a more, energy is eternal. Okay, that science also agrees. But energy can be transformed. So when the Lord does pralaya, the dissolution, the energy becomes an unmanifested way. just like you see, my car is there. If I open it and keep all the parts in the room, Anna, you can say, where is the car? This is a car. That's the kind of mahatma. Everything is lying here, not assembled. So basically the metal energy is lying in an unassembled way in the beginning. And as the creation goes, start assembling. Okay.
Okay.
Simple understand. It has all the features needed, 24 element for the construction of the universe. Okay.
Okay.
Brahma gets all the elements from the Lord. He does not an original creator. He is a secondary creator. Mahatattva and all other elements are given by him by the Lord, and he works on that. Okay?
Okay, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
There's a request in the chat to repeat the 9 signs.
9.
Sorry.
Okay. Anybody. There are so many people who can tell. They can do better job than me. Anybody can want to have a go at 9 of them. You may end up in 7, 8, doesn't matter. Try.
Can you please repeat the 9 signs of success of Pandavas?
Great. Dhyanita is ready. Give her a chance.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Chalo, what are the signs?
The 9 signs are, first is Dharmakshetra, then the divine chariot which was given by Agni Deva, then Kapidvaja, then Shankanada, Gandiva and Pashupasastra also. And Duryodhana said, take the Jivita. That's the sign. Then Moksha Ekadashi, Bhagyalakshmi and also Krishna, Rishikesha.
That's the most important. Okay, thank you. Chalo, done. Any other? This will get the notes, you get the PDF. Any other question probing this first chapter?
Prabhuji, with affection comes attachment. How to be detached? Is a question in the chat.
Yeah. See, Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra is attachment. Attachment is, see, today what happens, just like in a family, one child will be there. And father says, you cannot do that. And he will sit down in one corner, sad way. And father is depending on him for his own satisfaction. And therefore, he becomes used and utilized. Dhritarashtra could not get a kingdom. And he was thinking he can see being a king through the son being the king. So there was a sign of weakness. Attachment becomes a sign of weakness. And he exploited them. Affection, you well wish. You even say strong things which are not good. You can say, my dear son, if you drink, you cannot enter this house because I worship the Lord here. In a temple, drinking and other bad activities are not allowed. Yeah, you're affection and you're strict. So you can be good to somebody if you have affection. But when it comes to attachment, you cannot benefit the person because you yourself are living on his smiles. Okay? Okay, you do not. So see, you should have some questions. If you read any book, there should be questions. And if you have questions, then Bhagavad Gita will be very, very interesting. Okay? So first get some nice questions. Who am I? Does God exist? What I am doing in this world? Then Bhagavad Gita will be very interesting because it answers such questions. Okay, Hare Krishna. No other questions? We close?
2 more questions, Prabhuji. Sneha Mataji is asking, when people know they are doing wrong, why do they continue to do so?
Because they don't approach a higher authority. See, sometimes in life, we are in a difficult situation. We are taking a very big radical decision. It is always good to consult a higher authority. Correct? Do you think I'm right? Like Arjuna, the decision is very serious. He's going to fight and millions of people will die. He's checking up with higher authority and Krishna there. Krishna, is it right? Can I proceed? So many a time, all of us get overcome by our weakness and we're confused what to proceed. We make mistake because we do not consult something, our higher authority. Okay?
Prabhuji, Ayushi Mataji is asking how to read Bhagavad Gita daily.
I told no. So you should have some questions. Okay. Thank you, Indrajit Behera. You have made a summary again. Thank you. Notes ready. I'm a single son. I too get fearful to do high attachment and possessive. How can I remove that fear? Yes. Aarti Mataji, our attachment should be to Krishna. Because nothing will happen to him. And you should have kartavya for everything in the world. All your love and affection, first you give it to Krishna. When Acharya Prabhupada, our founder, was in America, they asked him very interesting question. They said, what does your religion teach how one person deals with another? He said, religion has nothing to do with that. Religion means realignment to God. First thing, how do I deal with God? So by reading Bhagavad Gita, what happens? That like Arjuna, you surrender to the Lord in love and affection. So your heart, whatever love and affection you're given everywhere, no, but take it back. Vapas karo thoda. And you put it to the Lord. Now then what happens? Through the Lord, you love everybody. And that is very nice. My Lord, you have so nicely sent me a wonderful soul as my son. And it's my duty now, kartavya, to take care of it. Now in this principle of duty, actually you do much better to the child than in the sense of attachment. Even in the sense of attachment, what happens? If the child is today disobedient to you, you become very disturbed, you can't even sleep. And suppose child is not following you, did something very wrong, you get full of anxiety. What is going to happen to you? But in the sense of kartavya, duty, there is a little sense of detachment. I'm doing my part, my Lord, to the best of my ability. You are so kind to send this wonderful soul here. Guide me now how to train him. So that way there is some little sense of detachment. And otherwise I have seen, once what happened, I was talking to my mother. See, I'm already 50 plus. So just for a fun sake, I told my mother, whatever you say, I'll not follow. And she got so angry. So that is sense of attachment is there. But an affection, okay, my dear son, if you're following Krishna, I'm happy. That is affection. Attachment is some kind of gratification is there. I have some self-interest in it. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Aarti Mataji asked a good question. Okay. Looks like all are developed, intelligent people. Today's chapter, there's a philosophy doesn't open up. Actually, philosophy is opening from tomorrow's chapter to answer all the questions of the first chapter. And my request will be there that please, if possible, you go through the notes. And if also possible, read the chapter. That's not easy because you're going very fast, one chapter a day. And reading any chapter takes minimum 2 hours in the Bhagavad Gita. This is the Bhagavad Gita, which is so many times I've read. Binding has come out. So please read, enjoy reading the pages and see the beautiful paintings on every, when you read, you get a lot of information. We get every shloka, we have word meaning, we have translation, explanation. Patiently read 1 or 2 shlokas also, try to understand. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Vancha kalpata rubascha kripa sindhu eva cha patitanam pavanevyo vaishnava namo namah. Thank you, everybody.